Well, good afternoon. I guess good evening. It's currently 5 in the evening. We're in Granville Ferry, directly across the river from Annapolis Royal. And as you can see, it's a beautiful spring evening. The sunshine is lighting up the nice colorful houses of Granville Ferry. Even though it is quite sunny out, don't let that fool you. It's still relatively cold out. Today's high was 7 degrees. That's Celsius. It's hardly tanning weather. But it's beautiful weather nonetheless. Anybody curious of how Cooper's doing or looking for an update on Cooper, he's doing pretty well, actually. We're at a point now where he's going to have a little bit of pain management pretty much every day, and that's just going to be a mild thing. It's about the equivalent of us having Tylenol, and that's going to be what they call a Medicam, and it's just like a liquid that he gets, and he gets that once a day, and it kind of just, for right now, he's seeming pretty comfortable. He's playing with his toys and having his treats and kind of being his old self and loving that. So we're quite happy about that he's kind of back, seem relatively pain-free. Like I said, I'm not going to rush right out and go do any kind of strenuous activity or big trip or anything like that with him. I mean, we just got to be smarter with our time. But it's good to see that, like, just being around the house and around the yard and the time that we can spend with him now isn't going to be, I guess, as rushed as we thought it was going to be, and possibly pain-stricken. So overall, I guess it's pretty good news. Just run of the mill for a senior golden, especially. They seem to be a little bit prone to hind end problems or back troubles, arthritis. So we will keep ourselves mindful of what he needs, and we'll take care of that going forward. But as you can see, it's definitely a beautiful day in Annapolis Royal. The tide is full, the river's up. I wonder when they're going to start using the little amphitheater there. I imagine any one of the weekends coming up, you could probably expect to see live music there. Tends to be a thing here in the summertime. Lots of live music, whether it's at the market or the amphitheater in the afternoon or the evening, or on the boardwalk with one of the local eateries. And I do believe there's a new restaurant coming to Annapolis. Seems to be a little bit more of an upscale place, a nice little spot for a date night or something, which is kind of nice. It wasn't too long ago that I was just talking about not having a whole lot of choices for around Annapolis Royal. It's nice to see the hills on the fort starting to green up, though. Everything's greening up, so nice. It looks so nice out, and then that tells the true tale of the weather right there. When you see the people in the big long down parkas and winter jackets still. It's definitely not switched over by no means at all. So, but the young fellers have got the spring cars out, so they're all great. I remember when that used to be me, though. Waiting around for like, what, May? Get your spring car out. Wait for the salt to get off the road, get the car out. Cruising around in the evenings. Now it'd be like burning gold. Oh my. It really must be different to grow up now. The price of everything is so different. I remember going to Lakeel's store and putting $5 in my car, and oh my goodness, don't I sound like my dad and my grandfather right now when I'm talking. But yes, I can remember putting $5 in my car, and that's what I needed. That got me through. That was my gas for the night. That got me cruising to Digby and back. And I had another, like, $10, bought a burger or whatever at McDonald's. Like, it was, yeah. I think to do that same evening now, you're looking at a 50. Burger and fries and a drink at McDonald's is 20. And at least another $20 to get you there. Wow, times change. And I guess it's inevitable. Maybe not on the scale that we see going on right now, at the rapid rate that we see right now, but like, I never thought that I would be talking like that, like reiterating the same sentences, repeating the same sentences that my father and my grandfather basically said, like, back in my day. But yeah, it is. It's back in your day. And back in my day, $5 could get me to Digby and back and have a decent evening cruising around. Not no more. I don't even know if $5 makes the numbers turn on the gas pump. So I just thought I'd go out for a nice little evening drive this evening. It was too nice to kind of just sit home a little bit later once things die down. I think I'm going to take Abby for a nice little evening walk around town, but I always like to just kind of get out for an evening drive. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wanted to put the heated seat on my back. Tackled a little bit of the chores in my garden, and yeah. A hot shower and a heated seat was definitely in line for this evening. But I definitely need to keep on moving or else I'm going to be really worse for wear tomorrow. So but we're in the early stages of getting the garden rectified and back to the way it needs to be. Back to where the soil isn't sunken down. There was so much heavy snow on it through the winter time. It was kind of, I guess, bound to happen, no matter how much I didn't want it to, but I mean, I've got a raised garden bed in front of it, in front of where that garden is, and the trees in that raised garden bed, well, the average bushes are 2.5 feet high, and then I've got a couple cedar trees, and at the moment the cedar trees aren't all that tall, but they're 4-ish feet high. And we're talking like they were, all you could see at sometimes was just the tips of them coming out. So you had that much snow right up against the house and all on that garden bed, and yeah, it put up a good fight, but it definitely got compressed. And you can tell it, and you can just see now where it's just kind of like all the plants, it's just mounds and everything is sunken down on the sides beside it. So So we're going to take a little drive out to the Flowage, or what's known as the Flowage. It used to be a pretty good spot for bass fishing and whatnot. We always used to come down here early in the year, early in the season. Before a lot of the lakes and stuff would turn on, and you kind of come down here and kind of just cheat the system. And it would just be smallmouth bass. And it'd be the flowage from Grand Lake, just in the back of Annapolis Royal. But it also runs, we're not too far from we're just down and off the other side of the road from what's known as Mickey Hill Provincial Park. And I believe that would be Lambs Lake. And I've got a video of that. It's from a little ways ago, roughly about, it's a few months ago, but it's a nice little hike. I'm planning to do it again this summer, just kind of in comparison. There's a lot of places that I went to last summer that I want to do kind of a comparison, just because of how bad of a drought situation that we had last year. Actually, the place that I was to this weekend, I should have tried to get to there last year at the end of the drought, just to kind of see. It would have been pretty interesting to see the comparison from last year to this year, because the Mersey River is a pretty good staple of body of water in Nova Scotia, so that would have really been a telltale. But with not being able to get into the wilderness and the wilderness ban and stuff, that wasn't happening last year. Or at least I just never tried.
Bottom one.
So we're headed to, I guess the Flowage is what runs from Lambs Lake to Grand Lake. I remember coming down here with just a little orange Rapella, shallow diver, or shallow swimmer, a popper, and pretty much that was all you needed for a day. And it was a pretty good day. It's not a bad spot to be in an evening. It's a little bit rocky, but it's nicer than that road that I got onto in Digby. Open back of Acacia. If I had kept on going on that, I would have bit off more than I could chew. That section's taking quite a little bit of a hurting over the winter with the washout. Well, that's a bummer. Yeah, this fence and stuff never used to be here like this, but as you can tell, it's been at least 10 years since I've been here. So upon further inspection, I have discovered that you can still get down around to the back side of it, where we used to come down and check out sucker fish. So yeah, I don't ever recall having the kind of the big floaters and stuff up through there on the other side. And I'm kind of surprised as to the level of the water. I was half expecting it to be coming over the dam. Quite nice though here. Just listening to that water. Watching the water go down through. Not a bad place to be. So I'd like to thank you for joining me. And if you made it this far, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Hopefully I see you on the next one. Enjoy your days. Try not to waste them.